breaking stories this hour, including a federal judge just extending the special counsel Robert Mueller's grand jury. Susan Hennessy, what does this mean? Another 6 months? It's been going on for 18 months already. We thought it was getting close to an end, but now this could go on.
Yeah, so we don't know how long this extension for the grand jury was set to expire after that 18-month period. It could be extended for up to 6 months, but we don't know how much sort of short of 6 months it might be going. Look, I think the simple answer is that it means that Mueller is not done yet. It means that he expects that there are going to be more criminal indictments. I think it speaks to, the complexity and the length of this investigation. And so people who are sort of making predictions about the Mueller investigation being just around the corner from wrapping up, all evidence now is to the contrary.
The political impact could be very significant.
I'm expecting a tweet any minute from the president about this. Well, look, as Susan said, we just don't know whether he's going to wrap it up in 6 weeks or whether he's going to get another extension at the end of 6 months. We have absolutely no idea. We know that he wasn't ready to end it this week or next week. So it is continuing. I wouldn't have expected it to conclude this early, but I'm sure this isn't going to make the White House happy. It isn't going to make the president very happy. But I think it's not surprising that he's extending it, given the fact that he clearly couldn't be done right now.
It's not going to make
trying to find new information. So it doesn't just mean that sort of the process isn't over, but the actual investigation is still ongoing.
If I could ask a question of Susan, doesn't it say something though that the judge has agreed to extend it? I mean, it actually says something. I mean, that in itself is significant, because if the judge didn't think there was anything there, don't you think the judge would have shut it down?
So the rule is that it has to be in the public interest. But yes, I do think that it is an external ratification. This isn't just a witch hunt. This isn't Mueller coming in with nothing. This is Mueller coming in with enough evidence for a federal judge to say, we're going to take the unusual step of actually extending the investigation. There must be evidence there.
For up to 6 additional months.
And frankly, the notion that the Mueller investigation was coming to a close or that a report was imminent is a talking point that has primarily been pushed by the president and his legal team, in part because they've wanted to further the narrative that this investigation should be coming to a close, because that's, of course, what they would like. But the grand jury's work, of course, has led to criminal cases against several Trump associates, as well as indictments of Russian nationals. We've had, of course, very inconsequential information come out of the cooperation of people like Michael Cohen, the president's attorney. And so I think that as much as the president is not going to like it, the investigation is ongoing. There is new information that is still being uncovered. And one thing that has changed, if the president does, for example, try to interfere with the investigation, is you now also have a House that is controlled by Democrats, who are less likely to look the other way if the president, for example, does try and get in the way of the special counsel and its work.
And this is something that the acting attorney general doesn't have anything to say about, right? I mean, this is a judge saying there is a reason, it is in the national or the public interest, and we're going to extend it. So there is no sort of politics involved in this at all. And although I'm sure it will be charged that there is politics involved, but there really isn't. This is just the court system working its will.
I do think that touches on sort of the big major story that people have sort of lost the thread on, and that is whether or not Matt Whitaker is going to continue to oversee this investigation, taking steps like trying to bringing an indictment to the grand jury. That actually is something that the individual, the acting attorney general overseeing the investigation, would be able to have a say over. He would certainly get forewarning, and so I do think it underscores how important and frankly, extraordinary and unacceptable that you have someone as obviously conflicted as Matt Whitaker, continuing to oversee it.
And we're going to have Democrats in the United States Senate be able to ask questions of the nominee to take over Matt Whitaker's acting role, which
those hearings start this month, Bill.
Right.
They want to ask Matt Whitaker questions.
Well, they also want to ask him too. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I mean, they certainly want to. But listen, to the point, this is a validation of this investigation, and it happened on a Friday night, as these things usually do. But to Gloria's point, I do think it is going to be politicized pretty quickly.
I salute all those jurors on that grand jury. 18 months already, maybe another 6 months.
It's not their choice.
To go. That's pretty patriotic stuff, guys. Stick around. There's more news we're following. As President Trump boasts about his relationship with Kim Jong-un, is the North Korean dictator playing a cat and mouse game of flattery and threats?